Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paul Ruiz, also known as Ralph Dude, and we continue with more BGC Regulation H battles. Today I have a brand new Blaziken team. This team is really fun to use and it's really strong, so I hope you guys enjoy it, and we're gonna break it down as usual. But before we get into the details, I would like to remind you that if you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing and also leaving a like on the video. That helps me a ton to keep growing. Let's break this down. Blaziken. It's a fire and fighting starter from Generation 3. It's from the Hoenn region, right? And it has a unique niche because it's a speed boost Pokemon. It has a speed boost ability which allows it to increase its speed by one stage at the end of each turn, which can go a long way because, of course, in this game, you have more chances to win if you outspeed your opponents, right? Speed is really important. And this Pokemon's going to get a lot of speed boost if we play it correctly, which is why we have a Focus Sash on it, and we also have the move Detect to control a little bit, the turns and the pace of the battle when we want to attack, when we don't want to attack, and when we attack and the Focus Sash is still active, we know the Focus Sash is going to protect us from going down at least in one hit, so that's nice. Blaziken has a lot of things going on for itself. It's a mixed attacker. Like, it's designed as a mixed attacker with 120 base attack stat and 110 base special attack stat. So I'm using a mixed set. Given that it's a Focus Sash user, right? We don't have to worry about defenses that much because, of course, the Focus Sash is going to allow us to take any strong hit. So I decided to go with a hasty nature. So that way I can utilize both its physical attack stat and its special attack stat with the moves Close Combat and Overheat respectively. And we have Coach, and is one of the main reasons to use Blaziken right now in the format, in my opinion. You can also use it as a 3 attacks protect kind of thing. With it has a lot of moves. Like, you can use it special, as I said, with something like maybe Aura Sphere, Vacuum Wave, Flamethrower, Heat Wave. You can use it physical with Flare Blitz, Close Combat. There are other moves as well. But this Blaziken provides, in my opinion, the perfect mix between offense and support. Because coaching goes a long way when you have a lot of strong physical attackers that can take advantage of it. And that's a little bit what this team is about. If you remember, if you watched the previous team, we built a team with Fake Tears, Comfy, and a bunch of strong special attackers to take advantage of Fake Tears. Well, this concept is similar but the opposite. We are doing that with coaching and a lot of physical attackers to take advantage of the +1 attack and defense. That's what coaching does. It increases the defense and attack of your partner, and it can go even through protect. So you can technically protect your partner and go for coaching, and you still get the defense and attack boost and cannot be redirected by Follow Me or any other move. So that's very nice. Overheat allows us to have a really powerful fire type attack without breaking our Sash. I don't like Flare Blitz on a Sash Blaziken personally. I think it's just counterintuitive. You don't want to go for Flare Blitz if you want the Focus Sash active, of course. I understand sometimes you can maybe need that extra damage from a fire move, but that's why I went with Overheat. Another option I was considering is something like Temper Flare, for example, or Blaze Kick, but those moves are not as good as Overheat in my opinion. You can sometimes be intimidated, and then Overheat obviously has still the full power. And sometimes you need to hit on the special side against Pokemon with, like, Iron Defense or Stamina Boost like our Charlodon. So I think the mix set here is the one that makes the most sense. And we have a Stellar Terra in case we need that extra power on either Close Combat or Overheat. We have the option to go for Stellar Terra for massive damage output. It's a max speed Blaziken with haste nature. The idea is that you need to always be faster than max speed Dragapult after one speed boost, in my opinion. So going with Adamant or any other nature that does not increase your speed was not, in my opinion, ideal because you don't outspeed Jolly Dragapult if you go that way. So I instead decided to go with Hasty, and I'm really happy with the result. This Blaziken is really nice. And then we have a bunch of physical attackers, as I said. We have Kingambit, Rillaboom, Chesnaught. And let's begin with Kingambit. Like, Kingambit obviously is the one that makes the most sense as a partner here because of Defiant. When you get coaching boost, you don't want the opponent to just intimidate your boost and you lose them. So Kingambit with Defiant is an amazing partner because obviously you scare away intimidate users, right? And this Kingambit does not have Sword Sense. The idea is, like, I preferred the steel coverage, right? So you can one-shot things like Rillaboom, for example, or like Clefable. You hit them hard because obviously they are weak to steel. And you can also hit things like Primarina neutrally with Iron Head, which I think is really nice. So it's a Kato Cleave, Iron Head, Sucker Punch, Protect, Black Glasses, Kingambit with Terra Poison. I think the defensive Terra in this team is the preferred because you need something to play around Sneasler better, and after a coaching boost, your defense is going to increase, but the defensive Terra goes a long way against Pokemon like those. I don't think a Terra Dark is bad necessarily in this team, but I prefer the value of a defensive Poison Terra. Obviously, Poison resists fighting type attacks, which you are 4 times weak to, and also resists Fairy and Grass, which, you know, there are a lot of Rillaboons out there, and they're paired with Sneasler. So if you Terra into Poison, you resist both Sneasler and Rillaboon, which is pretty nice. Of course, Rillaboon can have high horsepower, but high horsepower, if you have a Coaching defense boost, is not going to be that big of a problem. This Kingambit's max attack. It has some speed to always outspeed Timid Goldengo in Tailwind. Rillaboom, another strong physical attacker that we typically just use as a bulky P-Bot, but this one has high horsepower because I think Grass is very nice against a lot of things, but Ground is especially useful against all these steel types that are common in the format, like Kingambit, like Goldango, like Archaludon, for example. So having the option to have that very powerful ground type attack was really, really nice, especially when you pair Rillaboon with coaching support from Blaziken. It's a fast Rillaboon, though. I would like to emphasize in that aspect. I decided to go very fast to outspeed Timid, max speed Pelipper, and Spirit Creep that by 2 points. So we have the option to just attack it first with Wood Hammer. Wood Hammer, high horsepower, Grassy Life, Fake Out, Terra Fire is very nice defensively. Is an Adam and Rillaboon, of course. It's not max attack, but it has a lot of investment. And then we have Chesnaught. Chesnaught probably is the only physical attacker that really does not care about coaching that much because it has Belly Drum. Of course, you can still try to do it for the defense boost, or maybe if you don't have time to get like a Belly Drum, you can still try to use coaching on it. But usually Chesnaught just wants to set up Belly Drum with the Rillaboon support. And the idea is like Chesnaught is a very strong physical attacker, of course, because of the combination of Belly Drum and Grassy Glide. If you pair that with Grassy Surge to Rillaboom, you have a +6 Chesnaught after a Belly Drum, and you have priority Grassy Glide. That sounds really fun to use. You have Drain Punch, of course, which is Stab, and it's 75 base power, so it's stronger than Grassy Glide, and you can recover health with a +6 attack. That's going to be a lot of health back. And obviously, if something does not resist Drain Punch, a +6, you're probably just KOing them. So that's the idea. It has Terra Electric. The Electric Terra is something I decided to test, and I'm very happy with the results. Chesnaught is 4 times weak to Flying. Electric resists Flying. It gives you only one weakness, which is Ground, and also resists Goldango's Make It Rain. And Bulletproof is Chesnaught's ability, which makes it immune to bomb moves or like associated bullet moves, things like that. And one of the main ones, obviously, Shadow Ball from Goldango. You're immune to that. You're also immune to Sludge Bomb. You're also immune to Pollen Puff. You're also immune to Weather Ball, just to name the most important ones in the format right now. So Electric gives you resistance to Make It Rain. It gives you resistance to flying moves, which is very nice. And obviously, it also makes you able to resist Electro Shot from Archaludon. Because against Pelipper, you want to obviously Terrasilize, but then Archaludon can hit you hard with Electro Shot if you don't have an Electric Terra. But, of course, in this case, Electric gives you kind of like the perfect Terra, the defensive Terra against those two. We have a Grassy Glide, Drain Punch, Belly Drum, Spiky Shield with Citrus Berry. It's a very, very strong Chesnaught. It does have a lot of bulk. Chesnaught has a pretty nice physical defense stat, naturally. And I invested a little bit of speed, so you can still use it in Tailwind when you don't want to utilize Grassy Glide and you have Tailwind support. Then this Chesnaught is going to outspeed the majority of the metagame with Tailwind support. I think I made it like 95 speed, so in Tailwind it would hit 190. And then we have Primarina. Primarina is the only special attacker of the team. It has a standard set, Hyper Voice, Moonblast, Haste, Protect, but I didn't want to go with Throat Spray. I wanted to go with Citrus initially, but Citrus is on the Chesnaught. It's needed there for the Belly Drum. So then I decided to experiment with Leftovers, and honestly, I'm very happy with the result. Leftovers with Grassy Terrain is really nice on Primarina, especially if you can get a Coaching boost on it. Because remember, Coaching, we usually see Coaching as a way to increase our offense, which is correct, but you can also use it on Primarina to increase your defense. And then it's going to be harder for the opponent to break through Primarina, especially if you pair that Coaching boost with some Intimidate support from Salamence. And we have Haste for Dondozo and other things as well, but mainly for Dondozo. Terra Electric, similarly to the Chesnaught explanation, it is for Archaludon mainly, so you can resist electro shots, and it's a nice offensive Terra overall. Also resist steel, as I said, but mainly resist electric, which is one of the things I wanted to have here. I didn't care about resisting grass that much because everything on the team resists grass, and we have a lot of ways to deal with grass types. So yeah, it was mainly for Archaludon. It's also a decently speedy Primarina. It's not as fast as the Primarina we use on the Ribombee team, but it's almost similar in terms of speed. So you can outspeed Sneasler in Tailwind. And then finally we have Salamence, my favorite Pokemon, but is used on with a different set. I'm using a mixed Salamence. Remember, the Salamence has a 135 base attack stat and 110 base special attack stat, so you can technically utilize both offenses with this set. Dual Wind Beat, Draco Meteor, Tailwind Protect. Why Dual Wind Beat? Dual Wind Beat is a nice move in my opinion right now in the metagame because it hits 2 times and obviously stab, so it hits hard, especially with a Life Orb Salamence, and then you can OHKO things even through Focus Sash, like Whimsicott, like Sneasler, maybe Lilligant, so I think it's pretty nice. And we have offensive Terra with Terra Flying. The idea of this Terra Flying, of course, is to do more damage with Dual Wind Beat. People don't expect a physical Salamence nowadays. Now, let me tell you, if you use Coaching with Blaziken into a Salamence and you go for a Terra Flying Dual Wind Beat, you one-shot a max HP Primarina. It's just a neutral hit, but with Life Orb, Terra Flying, and a Coaching boost, which sounds like a lot, but it's actually very easy to pull off. You just have Blaziken with Salamence together, protect. Blaziken gets a speed boost, outspeed Salamence. Next one you go for Coaching, Terra Fly, and Dual Wind Beat. And Primarina, unless they have Citrus Berry, I think even with Citrus Berry they might go down. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I made the Salamence mix, because I wanted to also utilize the potential coaching boost from Blaziken. But why Draco Meteor instead? Well, it was a tough decision. I initially wanted to have Temper Flare, just to have, like, you know, a full physical set, but the main reason why I went with Draco Meteor is for Archaludon. I think Archaludon is a Pokemon that demands a lot of respect, and on a team that is almost purely physical, it would be very tough to break through it. So, although we do have other options to hit Archaludon, for example, Blaziken's Close Combat does a good chunk, around 80%. Chesnaught Drain Punch after Belly Drum. Primarina can hit it for neutral damage. It's still a Pokemon that you need to respect. So with Salamence, Draco Meteor, you do around 50% with Draco to Archaludon, no matter how many physical defense boosts from Stamina they got. So I thought that was strong argument to keep Draco Meteor, and you can use a mixed Salamence. It's hasty, so you reduce your defense, which you're going to increase with the Coaching, or you're going to make up with Intimidate anyways. So it's max speed, of course, to utilize its decent speed tier. It has Tailwind to support the team as well. This is the team, guys. You have the rent code in the right side of your screen. You also have in the description down below the Pokebase with all the EV spreads. Let's get into our battles and let's see how this team can do on the best of 1 ladder. Okay, so we found our first opponent of the day against Falcia from 144. Let's see what they're using. They're using the standard balance Kingambit Sneasler team, but with this new variation with Magmar instead of Electabuzz. Now, Magmar is kind of tough because it has Will-O-Wisp, and that can be annoying. However, we have Terra Fire on Rillaboom that can avoid the burns. We also have Blaziken, which is a fire type, so you cannot burn me. But it's gonna be a problem because this team does not have redirection, so they can easily just burn me. If I had Terra Fire Chesnaught, this would be probably GG, but I decided to change the Terra Fire. I initially had Terra Fire and Chesnaught for Terra Electric. Okay, so Rillaboom, Primarina, Dragapult, Kingambit, Magmar, and Sneasler. I imagine they're going to go with Dragapult, Sneasler, because my team, Sneasler, is really good against the majority of the team. I wonder if I should go with Kingambit, Blaziken, Rillaboom in back, or Primarina. I'm gonna go Salamence. I'm not sure about the last one though. I'm gonna go with Prim. Even though there are quite a few things that can hit Primarina super hard, like Rillaboom, obviously, like Sneasler. I need something to deal with the Magmar. Since I'm expecting Magmar to come based on the fact that my team is mainly physical, so the opponent Probably would realize that. And there it is. It's Dragapult Magmar, actually. It's Dragapult Magmar. Dragapult is technically a threat. I could switch Kingambit into Primarina and go for a coaching. I'm gonna just double protect because Dragapult is usually choice banded, so I'm gonna try to scout for their move. They switch out into a fake out Pokemon most likely. Oh, into Primarina, okay. Yeah, this Magmar is gonna be a nightmare because it's gonna click Will-O-Wisp into me. Yep. I'm gonna go for coaching, and I'm gonna switch into Primarina. I'm gonna take a Hyper Voice most likely, but it's my best play, I think. Coaching for Primarina is just for the defensive boost because it can go a long way later since there's a Dragapult. But this Magmar is gonna be a nightmare. How much is Primarina doing to Magmar? I don't think it's gonna one-shot, of course, but it should do around 70%, I think. Magmar. Oh, follow me. Okay. So we get the coaching boost on Primarina, which is nice. I imagine Hyper Voice is coming here. Yep. They could also have Haze. So they can get rid of my defense boost for later, but I'm gonna detect. And honestly, I want to go for Moonblast into Primarina. I think Magmar is either protecting or switching here. I want damage into this Primarina. Oh, we see a Terra. On what though? On the Magmar. Terra goes Magmar. Okay. That's an interesting decision. I was not expecting that for sure. I was not expecting that. And they went for overheating to Blaziken. Okay. We're going for Moonblast here. That's a 40%. And they're going for Haze to get rid of the defense boost. I knew it. I can do it again though. Do I want to? I'm gonna go for coaching again, and I imagine they have like I'm gonna Moonblast this Magmar. Yeah, follow me. I'm gonna go for coaching again. I want the coaching boost. I imagine the Primarina Citrus Berry, given that it didn't reveal. Oh. It didn't reveal to be Throat Spray. Now, I can overheat in Hyper Voice, I think. It does not die, but it should go down from this Hyper Voice. So imagine they're going for like Overheat Haze, which honestly I'm fine with. Because like, yeah, you get rid of my defense boost, that's fine, but I eliminate your Magmar. I'm faster with my Prim. Magmar is gone. Let's see if they have Citrus Berry. If they go for Moonblast, that's also okay. But honestly, I'd rather just prefer them going for Haze so they don't attack my Prim. It's Citrus Berry. Yeah. Okay. Moonblast. That hurts. That definitely hurts. Should I go with Gambit or Solomon's? We know there's Dragapult in the back, and Dragapult cannot Terra. So I'm gonna go with Kingambit. Let's see. That's Sneasler. That is a Sneasler. I'm gonna go for a Terra here. I'm gonna Iron Head you. And I'm going to Moonblast you. I don't want to play defensively here and just double protect. I could, but I can give them a free haste, which I don't necessarily want. So they might just Direct Claw the Primarina. That's fine. Let's see. Close combat into Gambit. That's a good Terra type there. We should bring it down to Sash. Moonblast, that's a good chunk. Special attack drop, that's nice. Hyper Voice does nothing. Iron Head should bring you down to Sash. Nice. Sucker Punch should KO Dragapult, which is in the back, so now we're in a good spot here. I think we just win here. Sucker Punch into Sneasler, Moonblast into Primarina. They cannot do much to avoid that. They can obviously switch out, but I just do it again next turn, so they're pinned here. And I didn't even get to show the Salamence. I think this is GG. If I'm not wrong, this is checkmate. You can switch Sneasler out. That's fine. I just do it again next turn. Unless your Dragapult has a status move. Okay, you just gave up Primarina. That's fine. They are probably going to go for the Phantom Force. But if they go for Phantom Force, I just switch out. I don't think Bandit Phantom Force is going to KO the Kingambit anyways. Even though I don't resist it currently. So they can fake out Phantom Force. But I think I'm just going to Sucker Punch you and go for Hyper Voice. You can only fake out one. Dragon Darts. Okay. Well, how are you KOing Primarina then? He locked into the Dragon Darts. Unless he's not Choice Banded. But it's a 2 versus 1 anyways. I have Salamence. I should always win here by attacking with both. Like, technically, if they're Choice Banded, I can just protect Salamence. And then I win. But what if they're not Choice Band and they go for something into Primarina and I protect and I waste my time? That would be... What can they even go for? Primarina has a defense boost. Honestly, the safest play is just attacking with both. They're going to KO the Salamence. They just locked into Dragon Darts. They cannot win here because Primarina is immune to your Dragon Darts. So GG to Falcia. That was a good set against one of these standard teams in the format right now. Kingambit and Primarina really carried. And also Blaziken, given the coaching boost to Primarina, which didn't come into play, but it was a thing the opponent had to respect and, you know, go for haste to get rid of it. But we just did it again. So GG to our opponent. Let's get into our next match. And we found our second opponent of the day. Oh, someone that is 5. Like, it's rated 5 or 5th. Let's see. Porygon, Goldingo, Dragapult, Sneasler, Archaludon, and Politoed. Porygon 2, Goldingo. Aces. Politoed instead of Pelipper. Okay, this is tricky. I think Chesnaught, but how much is Chesnaught doing to Dragapult? I don't think it KOs with double Grassy Glide. Maybe it does KO with double Grassy Glide. But I'm a little bit scary. I'm a little bit scared of the Archaludon. I'm gonna go Chesnaught. I'm gonna have Salamence in the back. And I think I'm gonna go with Kingambit or Prim or Blaziken. I'm gonna go Kingambit. There are 2 dragon types. I'm not sure if Chesnaught is the right thing to do here, because they can technically go Dragapult, Sneasler, and I'm in trouble. But let's see. Porygon, Politoed. Okay. They're gonna get the special attack boost on the Porygon, which is annoying, but I can fake out Belly Drum here. What if the Porygon is Terra Ghost? What can go wrong here? I think Politoed probably reacts here. Like, it's in front of 2 grass types. I don't want to Terra just yet. Let's see. Politoed can have Encore, but Chesnaught should be slower. Yeah, they just go... Just switch out into Goldingo. Okay. And it's Air Balloon Goldingo. Oh, and they're Terastallizing the Porygon. I'm assuming it's Terra Ghost. You really have 3 ghosts. Wow. Oh, never mind. It's Terra Flying. Okay. Never mind. So we go for Belly Drum here. And I think now we switch into Kingambit and Terastallize the Chesnaught. What do I click though? I think Drain Punch into P2. I think it's a safe play, honestly. Goldingo's Air Balloon, so it does not have any boosting item. Unless you have Focus Blast, Kingambit should be fine against this Goldingo. Let's see. There's our Terra. Chesnaught is going to show the Terra Electric, which my opponent might not be expecting. Yes, it's a Terra Electric Chesnaught, my friend. Let's see how much this Drain Punch does. Obviously, it's resisted. Make it range shouldn't do much. It doesn't do that much damage at all. And we should get our health back here. It's doing a 30%, which is not ideal, but it's a P2 with Eviolite and resisting the attack, so what do you expect? Terra Blast into a Chesnaught with Terra Electric. We take that fine. Now we go for Cat-Out Cleave and Drain Punch again, I think. I could Sucker Punch Drain Punch, but I don't think that's going to be enough. and they can recover. So I'm gonna go for a Kato. They switch out Goldango, which is -1, into our Chaludon. Okay. So they already revealed their maybe Sucker Punch would have been enough, but the thing is, I don't know if this Porygon is going for recover or not. And we're faster, so Porygon is dead. Thank you for your service, Porygon. Chesnaught putting in work. The opponent didn't bring Dragapult or Sneasel, which I think it's honestly quite weird. I think Sneasel is really good into my team on paper. I do have some ways to play around it, but what are you bringing? Politoed? I can Grassy Glide you. Now, this is not over, though. Obviously, I can Grassy Glide here. I'm going to switch into MENACE. And I'm going to Grassy Glide. They might just protect. They might just protect with Politoed. And maybe Draco me. But I need to get this correct. Like, Politoed is not a problem necessarily, but they didn't protect, so I don't want them to haste me or Parasong or whatever. So let's see what they're going for. Aura Sphere Chaludon. Wow. That's a new one. So I just go for Tailwind Drain Punch here. I think. Goldango has his Air Volume, which is Tailwind Drain Punch, and Chesnaught should sweep here. Are you sturdy? Let's see if you are sturdy or just stamina. The only way you survive this +6 Drain Punch is if you're sturdy. You're sturdy, yeah. But it's still fine, I guess. Dragon Pulse into Salamence. My friend, you have a +6 Chesnaught in front of you. What's the plan against a +6 Chesnaught? I see. Go for an Nasty Blood. That's the plan. Okay. I have Rillaboom, I have Kingambit. I should go for Kingambit. I'm going to cut out Cliff into Goldango and go for a Drain Punch into our Chaludon. I'm not going to Sucker Punch. I'm faster anyways with the Kingambit. That's why the speed investment is important. So you're always faster. Even if that Goldango is timid, max speed Kingambit should be faster. And Black Glass is Scout to Cleave. This is enough to pick up the KO. And that's a Chesnaught sweep. GG to our opponent, which was honestly really high in the ladder, like rank 5. With a really interesting team. Like, you don't see Air Volume Goldango all days, right? So GG to Aces. That was a fun fun game. And yeah, let's continue with our next match of the day. And we have our next opponent of the day. We're playing against Gabriel from 592. He's using it. Oh, this is a really bad team. I mean, not a bad team, bad matchup for our team. Typhlosion Whimsicott with Farigiraf, Rillaboom, Sneasel, and Dragapult. Another Sneasel Dragapult. That duo is just the standard one right now. But the issue is I have to cover for the Sneasel Dragapult, and I have to cover for the Typhlosion Whimsicott, and I have to cover for the Farigiraf, which blocks priority, and my team has a lot of priority. Double Grassy Glide, Sucker Punch. It's going to be a tough one. That's for sure. Okay, so I'm going to bring Blaziken here. I don't want to go Kingambit because they can just bring the Farigiraf and can block my Sucker Punch. But what else do I do, though? Oh, man, this is tough. Usually I go Kingambit, but they have Farigiraf. Like, I cannot Sucker Punch, and I'm gonna go down to Interruption. So let's go with Rillaboom, I guess. And in the back, let's bring Salamence with maybe Kingambit as the last one. Maybe Kingambit is the last one. Obviously, it's a tough matchup. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't expect to win this. This is probably a loss for us, but we're going to fight. We're going to fight, of course. That's for sure. We're going to fight, but it's a really tricky matchup. I don't see a lot of ways I can win this if the opponent plays well. Dragapult's Knee-Slayer. I was not expecting that. I was trying to cover for the Typhlosion lead, because my lead against this is usually Blaziken Kingambit. Oh, and it's Grassy Seed. It's usually Blaziken Kingambit, and I protect, and then I go for Coaching Terra, the Kingambit, and I'm fine. But now it's not a easy decision to make. That's because of the Typhlosion. Like, they might have Typhlosion in the back. I'm gonna detect here, and I'm gonna go for. They might just go for, honestly. Yeah, I have to switch into Gambit, and this is risky. I'm switching Kingambit into a fighting type. If they close combat, it's GG. They just fake out. Okay, fine. That's fine. And U-turn. Okay. They expected the Blaziken to protect, which is fine. What are you bringing? Did you bring your own Rillaboom, or did you just bring the? Oh, Whimsicott. Interesting. So Typhlosion should be in the back. I'm gonna go for Coaching here. They can Anchor me though. Whimsicott should have Encore. I'm gonna switch Blaziken out into Rillaboom. Actually, no, I should go into Salamence, and I'm gonna Terra and go for the Iron Head. They can Anchor the Blaziken here. As much as I wanted to have a Coaching boost, I cannot disrespect the Anchor play here. They might be Sash, so I'm not killing it, but I don't think they're gonna go for Moonblast here into the Blaziken. That would be crazy to me, because Blaziken is faster. Like, I can easily just attack, and I just protect it. So if you go for Moonblast, that's a really aggressive play, I think, all things considered. Let's see how this plays out. There's the Encore, yep. So we get the defensive Terra here. Dark Claw. So he Dark Claw with Steel type. Okay, my friend Gabriel. I see what you're doing there. So I can do a Wind Beat here and go for Sucker Punch. Do I Sucker Punch here? I don't want them to Moonblast the Salamence. They might just go for Tailwind, but if they go for Tailwind, they switch out. Fine. Into Farigiraf. You didn't bring Typhlosion, and all this time I was preparing for Typhlosion. Moonblast into Salamence. Please survive. We survive. That's nice. But we're doing no damage to that Farigiraf, and it's Rocky Helmet. Oh my god. He really brought the Farigiraf and no Typhlosion. Wow. He can anchor my Kingambit now that I'm not a dark type. That's the issue. I cannot safely protect. It might have a psychic move. Let's see. Okay, they switch out Whimsicott into Dragapult. And we miss Overheat. Come on, Blaziken. Come on, man. Why? Oh, man. I need to coach in here and go for the Rillaboom. I cannot lose Kingambit yet. Any damage to the Dragapult would have been nice. Even though it's like probably 20-30% at most, but... Okay, they're Terastallizing into a Dragon type, most likely. Yeah. Terra Dragon. This is going to be super tough to win, but I'm going to try. We get the coaching off. Let's see what they're going for. Maybe Dragon Darts. Yeah, Dragon Darts. That is a lot of damage there. That's fine. And they even crit me. What can I do, guys? I position my Rillaboom to get a defense boost, to take little damage here, and they just crit me. I miss my Overheat. Like, what do you want from me? Let me play the game. Let me play the game, Gabriel. Like, it was a tough matchup. I said that at the beginning. He didn't bring a Typhlosion, but just the psychological pressure of the Typhlosion Whimsicott made me lead this way. If I would have led Kingambit Blaziken into that duo, it would have been way better. But they have like Encore, Whimsicott, Rocky Helmet for Agraff, and Typhlosion to cover, and then I missed my moves and they crit me. It's like, yeah, of course, yeah, fair game, but it's not his fault, of course. But how do you want me to play the game? If the Dragon Darts didn't crit, I think Rillaboom would have taken, so it took like 80% crit, right? So let's say that was like, what, like 50-something, but then we got the defense boost. That would have been around 30-something%. 30-something, right? And they doubled the Rillaboom most likely. Firegraph's Rocky Helmet, so I don't think it's like very strong. I think Rillaboom would have taken around 50%. With the combination of Dragon Darts and Psychic Noise. But then they wouldn't have KO'd Blaziken. So the next turn I get another coaching off. So their Dragon Darts are doing what, 25%, 20% ish. And then like I'm +2 attack. I can high horsepower KO the Dragapult. I think a +2 I KO the Dragapult. Or would hammer KO. Probably I would hammer KO the Furrygraph. Probably. So that way then Kingambit can start Sucker Punching things. Also, the turn he went for the Furrygraph switching and I went for a Sucker Punch. Obviously, on the Whimsicott, I could have gone for another attack, but I really thought he had Typhlosion in the back. Like, when I saw the Whimsicott, I was like, oh, you don't bring Furrygraph Whimsicott here, right? You bring one or the other if you decided to go with Dragapult's Neasler. But the opponent brought both, and I basically was not expecting both. It was already a tough matchup, so yeah, he played it well, but I wish the luck didn't happen so we can at least give a stronger fight, and maybe we had a chance. But yeah, GG, let's get into our next match. And we found our next opponent of the day, KC 440. Kingambit with Clefable, Volcarona, Dragapult, Volcarona, Dragonite, Sneasler, and Rillaboom. Blaziken Kingambit seems like fine here. I think Salamence is also good. There are 3 Pokemon weak to Fly-In. Of course, I have to be a little bit worried about the Kingambit. There's a Dragonite, so having Primarina also makes sense. Rillaboom, Chesnaught. Should I bring Rillaboom? Gives me Fake Out. They have double Fake Out. I'm definitely bringing Salamence. I just don't know what should I bring as the last one. Primarina is the one that makes the most sense to me here. I don't like Chesnaught here. Rillaboom is okay, but I'm a little bit worried about the Dragonite though, if I don't bring Prim. I'm gonna bring Prim. I don't know if this is the right choice as the last Pokemon here, but it's just like I'm a little bit worried that of losing Kingambit and not having enough ways to damage the Dragonite, because even though Salamence has Draco, which is nice against Dragonite, of course, they have Clefable, so they can redirect my Dracos. If I don't eliminate Clefable, then it could be a problem. So Primarina can be another secondary option there. Sneasler Kingambit. Okay. So what are you gonna go for? Are you gonna go for Fake Out Sword Sense? Maybe. I'm gonna go for Coaching and Iron Head into the Sneasler. Like, Blaziken usually likes to protect to get the speed boost. So this is a pretty obvious protect from me, so that's why I'm not doing it. And even if I get it wrong and they attack me, that's fine. Kingambit should not be able to one-shot me. I still get the speed boost anyways. And obviously I have to tear out defensively here because I'm in front of a fighting type. And maybe Kingambit has also a fighting move. We're gonna see a Terra on their end as well, so that's obviously their Kingambit, not the Sneasler. They're Terra Dark. Okay. I don't think you KO me. Oh, they're going for Coaching as well. That is a little bit annoying. I have Primarina in the back, so there's Ash. Coaching and Sword Sense, my friend, what are you doing? Like, seriously, what are you doing? They bring Clefable here. I'm gonna CC and Sucker Punch you. I think their play is protect switching to Clefable, but I don't want to risk it in case they don't. He really got a Coaching and Sword Sense turn 1. Volcarona, okay. Interesting. No Clefable. Sucker Punch does nothing. Close combat should not KO because of the Coaching, yeah. And they cut out Cleave into my Kingambit. I take it. I'm gonna coach in here, and I'm gonna go for protect, I guess. I have Prim in the back. I can haze your attack, like. I don't know if I want a coaching. Do you have a Rage Powderable Corona here? I'm gonna overheat here, and I'm gonna Sucker Punch here. Kingambit went for protect. That's fine. Sucker Punch. Good damage. Flame Body, obviously. Every time I touch a Volcarona, it's always Flame Body. And Heat Wave. So if I bring Primarina, this is gonna go for Sucker Punch. But I have to go for Primarina here. It's my best play. And I'm gonna go for Tailwind with Salamence. I think this is my best play. I'm gonna Haze, bring Salamence. So then like next turn I can Tailwind Hyper Voice. It's a risky play, but I have to take the risk here. I'm gonna get rid of the attack boost anyways with Haze, so I don't mind giving a Defiant boost here that much. And I can always bring Blaziken back later and outspeed this Sneasler. Let's see what they do though. It's going down to the wire. Salamence the Hoenn champion. Please tell me you're going for Sucker Punch here. Defiant, that Kingambit's +4 now. Yeah, Sucker Punch. Nope. And Giga Drain for 40%. And we haste. Yep. So, I'm sorry, your coaching and Swords Dance boosts were nice, but you don't have them now. Sorry. And I think now I can just Tailwind Hyper Voice. I just don't know if it's enough. I just don't know if it's enough, and I would like to think it's enough. I'm not live for Primarina as the one I had on the Revombi team, but it's still Primarina. And it's not AV Kingambit, obviously. I think Hyper Voice should probably do it, but I'm not fully sure. I think this is my best play regardless. I'm gonna Tailwind Hyper Voice here. Sucker Punch into the Salamence. We outspeed with Salamence, we're max speed. And this should KO Volcarona and this should KO Kingambit. Yep. So that was the best play I saw, and I'm glad it worked out. Sorry Kingambit, good try. Best luck next time. So there's a 1 HP Sneasler and something else that I'm not sure what. But Salamence should have a good time in this endgame, I think. Sneasler the Great. The GOAT. And Clefable. Huh. Clefable as your last one. I can do a Wind Beat and Hyper Voice here. They fake out here. Sneasler goes down. Clefable's gonna Moonblast, and that's probably gonna KO Salamence. But I don't mind that much, I think. I think Primarina should always win here. Salomon survives. Nice. So I'm gonna go for Moonblast, dual Wingbeat. It's a 3 versus 1, and your last one is Clefable. Why it is Clefable? And it's Rocky Helmet Clefable. Wow. Hold on, I can still lose this. If they crit Moonblast here, I think I lose. Okay, they didn't crit. So, it's a win for us. That Clefable is very bulky on the physical side. Dual Wingbeat did nothing. I mean, I only hit it once because of the Rocky Helmet, but if you're Rocky Helmet and you took so little damage from that, I imagine you are like very heavily invested into physical defense. So this should be enough. The battle was cancelled. Kingambit with Swordsens and coaching. This player really wanted to set up, and we managed to get the win. GG to our opponent. That was a great battle, fantastic battle. So guys, this is the team. I hope you enjoyed this team. And if you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and leave a like on the video. Put me in the comments, what do you think of Blaziken? Is Blaziken a Pokemon that has a spot in the metagame? You know, fast coaching with all these physical teams that are around. Maybe coaching is a nice option to play around these physical, you know, threats. But Blaziken has, in my opinion, a lot of potential. I'm not sure if it's enough to become a decent option in the metagame, but it's definitely something you have to watch out if the opponent has, you know, strong physical attackers paired to Blaziken. You can pair it with Kingambit, you can pair it with Dragonite for coaching, you can pair it with Corviknight for coaching. I think Blaziken has a lot of things to offer, and I'm glad we managed to use it in this team, in this episode. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace.